Alright, let's go ahead and use Ryu, Ray, and Gar. The other characters don't have anything on them to begin with, so... let's fight Myria. Attack formation, Ryu at the head, like always. Grieves you. Oh, is there really? Do we really have to fight? God, you're just too... you rule this world like a dictatorship. Sounds like it's just a confirmation bias to the fact that you've always wanted to end the brood. I have a feeling that it's not going to be too damn hard for you, Myria. Yeah, that's what I thought. An angel, a goddess. Just a wolf in sheep's skin, if you ask me. You had good intentions, but it's not right. You can't be treating the world like this. And now, we prepare ourselves for the final battle with the goddess herself. Oh God, the hideous beast! Myria. Okay. First and foremost, we're gonna go ahead and whittle Myria's HP down to about 10,000 health. I should say we should whittle down in the sense that we're gonna do about 10,000 damage. And there's no holding back here. Myria has the ability to cast all sorts of crazy spells: Inferno, Blizzard, Shirako, I, R, and T. Gar, go ahead and double blow. She also has the ability to use an attack called Sanctuary, which is basically a dispel all. You can learn it from Yggdrasil, but the fact of the matter is that buffs that enemy use, they're not really that useful. Or I should say, they don't really live long enough to use them. But by using Sanctuary, it would dispel all of our buffs. And the fact of the matter is, she doesn't use Sanctuary after we've damaged her a little bit. About 10,000 damage, that is. So we're gonna go ahead and beat her up until finally we're able to get her down to 10,000 HP, and that's when we can go ahead and start buffing ourselves up. Ray is going to act as kind of like my healer, or support, to be honest. His speed is what's going to, well, prolong our lifespan, because Myria has some pretty deadly attacks, actually. So Ray is going to be healing, and Ryu's going to be using all sorts of attacks on him. The goddess versus the Kaiser. Yeah, that's right. 803 damage isn't really the best, but I want to show off. That's the power that you fight. The power of the brood, the Kaiser. Oh God, disgusting. Myria's attacks are just absolutely repulsive. Alright, it's about 1,500 damage that we've done there. Let's go ahead and now use Shadow Walk. There we go. Ray can go ahead and use another vitamin on Gar. Gar can use Double Blow. The number one spell you're going to want to watch out for, man, that's a lot of damage, is Myria's Venom attack. Now what Venom does, she'll cast it often actually, and that's the spell. It's talking about Sanctuary. Dispels everything. What Venom does is that it'll actually do status effects. It's kind of like Bad Breath, I guess you could say, the equivalent of in Final Fantasy. It'll cast Poison, it'll cast Blind, it'll cast I mean, confuse, it's real bad stuff. And that's exactly why I have, if you remember, I equipped Gar with the Bat Amulet. Because at the very least, the Bat Amulet will, yeah, since it's the beginning of the game item, at the very least, I can get rid of Blind by equipping it. There we go. So I'd say that we're doing about almost 5,000 damage right now. Just gonna continue on like this. And sometimes she'll use just attacks like this. She'll just consistently use Sanctuary or Shirako or whatever it is. But fact of the matter is, just keep yourself healed up and it shouldn't be too much of an issue. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use a Wisdom Fruit on Ryu. And this being the last battle, I mean, go for broke. Use the items that you've got. For instance, I think if my health were to go down with everybody super low, I'll definitely use a Moon Tears. There's no reason to hold back these items now. They don't go with you to the grave, that's for sure. So far, we've been getting really lucky based off of her attacks that she's been using. It's pretty much just been attack and Sanctuary. I mean, she did use Shirako once, but there we go. And I think one more Shadow Walk should do it so that we can go ahead and buff ourselves up. Maybe something like Barrier. I would really suggest using Barrier of all things. Yeah, here's the attack, Venom. Kind of reminds me of Tiamat's Shadow Breath, but we got pretty lucky there. Gar, with the protectors, he was able to, well, protect himself from all of the status ailments. Really good stuff. That's exactly why I have the Light Bangle and the protectors equipped, so that I can give myself immunity to these statuses. She does have the ability, where's a Wisdom Seed? There it is. She does have the ability to use Evil Eye, which, if you remember, as I talked about, it bypasses any status repellents or preventatives that you have, like protectors or Light Bangle. So she still can go ahead and use that to deal paralysis. But that's why Ryu, in the Kaiser form, he can use Remedy, and Ray can go ahead and use Cure, which we learned from Drake or Drac a long time ago. I'm gonna use Shadow Walk there. Just keep on piling on the damage, and I'm gonna use another Wisdom Fruit. Let's go ahead and use a super combo. But other than that, the battle's pretty straightforward. Once you take away the ability for her to confuse you with Venom, I mean, now it's just about piling on as much damage as you can. Right about now is where I do believe that she's hit her halfway point as far as health goes. Man, that does a lot of damage. You know, focus. Six-hit combo, alright, not bad. With Ray, I'm gonna go ahead and use Moon Tears. Let's go ahead and use Shadow Walk. And let's go ahead, just went past the Moon Tears. Heal everybody up. Yeah, she has really high agility too. Right now, Ryu and Ray are keeping up with her. But the fact of the matter is that if you were to bring, or I should say if I were to bring Momo or Pico, or I think the exception would be Nina. Ooh, this is her strongest attack, Holocaust. Oh god, what happened to your face? Oh, disgusting. Oh yeah, and it does a lot of damage, so definitely keep your HP at least above, as if you can, hopefully above 200, just to give yourself a little bit of cushion. Go. Oh, you know what? With Ray, let's go ahead and use another Moon Tears. And a double blow. Yeah, Shadow Walk is going to be doing a ton of damage just because of the fact that Ryu's at max power right now, and a critical hit at max power with ignoring defense. Yeah, it's going to do tons of damage. This might stop Gar's turn Yeah, well, it looks like he was just poisoned, which is pretty lucky he didn't get confused. Not bad, not bad. Let's go ahead and continue the onslaught. I like Ray, his speed and where he's at right now because of the fact that, well, we get to actually act before Myria gets a turn. Really, really helpful. I mean, honestly, it shouldn't be too much longer. You can't have that much HP after all these Shadow Locks, right? Myria. Didn't have to end like this. Holocaust. We should be good, though. 200 HP each. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're still alright. Yeah! Put her down! Horns and everything through this beast. This is your true form? No match for the power of the Brood. Let's get out of here, because we all know, of course, in every JRPG, every good JRPG's gotta have a final area that's gotta blow up and explode, right? Of course. Nina, what are you doing at the party? How'd you get here? Well, whatever. Well, thanks, Gar. Yeah, I guess you are pretty old compared to me, right? In all honesty, I'm not really sure, Gar. Myria didn't really seem that bad, to be honest. What's happening with Gar? What's going on, buddy? Oh, okay. Alright, man. Well, it's been good. Jeez, those are your last words? Time to die, but not to someone else, but to yourself? Yeah, thanks, Gar. Man. There Gar goes, petrified. Your intentions, like I said, they weren't bad, but the world's not going to be destroyed, right? In all honesty, I think you did everything that you could do. I mean, you just... Wow, jeez. She herself even questions the fact that she's done the right thing. Asking God. You'll get no answers here. What the? Deus? Well, can't really think that Deus is God. Yeah. It's true. He has. Protected it pretty damn well, too. That's why I get so wrapped up in thinking I don't know if it's the right thing or not. I mean, sure, we're to walk our own path, we're to choose our own destinies. Yet at the same time, she did pretty good. She wasn't that bad of a god, right? That is true. Yeah, I suppose that we had to surpass you in order to figure out what we wanted to do with ourselves. Okay, well, blinking red lights and casually walking. What's going on? Shouldn't you guys be hurrying it up? Let's go, let's move. Typically, when you get these red blinking lights and an alarm bell like that, it's time to kind of move your ass and not just casually walk around like nothing's happening. I think Momo's the only one that's actually worried. Like, let's go. Deus has faith in us. Well, I suppose you're right. Oh, man. Diaz, too. Diaz, get out of there! You can teleport out! That's how she decides to go out. Well, okay, this is a really strange... Okay, we know that... Oh, dabbing. Ryu just... so weird. No one wanted... You didn't want to transform into a dragon, Ryu, into the Kaiser and just fly off? Well, I think maybe they'll be okay, right? There's some footprints. There's Ryu. Well, Ryu made it out. I suppose that's not very much of a surprise to anyone. He is a dragon. He's the main character, and he's the strongest of them all. Hey, well, there's Nina, which surprises me because she's the weakest of them all. But she does have wings, right? So why couldn't she just fly? It's whatever. We got Ryu, got Nina. We just gotta go find Pico and Momo and Ray, right? The final, the ending. It's finished up now, finally. Oh, hey, there's Momo. I could tell. Yeah, and look at Ray, all badass. Where's Pico? Well, that's it. That's the game. The end of Breath of Fire 3. Man, thanks a lot for watching this Let's Play, guys. I gotta say, it's... like I said, it's been nearly 10 years since I began this Let's Play, and man, it's just been I'm just happy that you guys had all watched it, or anyone who did, anyone who's ever seen any episode. You know, not to go on about myself too much, but in the beginning of recording this whole Let's Play, I had a lot of health issues, and now I've got new lungs, and I figured that I could be able to finish this project up. So now I have. I feel pretty good about that. Regarding the game, though, as the credits roll on here, you know, I've Breath of Fire 3 has always had a soft spot in my heart. I mean, I've played this game since I was 10 years old. I mean, it's kind of ironic, the fact that this Let's Play itself went on for nearly 10 years, and I myself began playing it when I was 10 years old. But the fact of the matter is that it's always got a place in my heart. I love this game, it's super fun, and I guess I'll kind of do a quick little review of it. You know, for the graphics, I'd say, you know, it's not really cutting edge for its time even. I mean, Final Fantasy VII and Squaresoft at the time was really the real gold standard for what graphics were. But I'd still give Breath of Fire 3, I mean, with the sprite work and everything, and it's some pretty nice visual effects as far as, well, the abilities and the different skills you could use. You know, it's not bad. I'd say that it was about like a 7 or so, 7 out of 10. You know, the music itself, well, that's pretty subjective. I personally really like this song, and I really like the soundtrack, actually, personally. But objectively speaking, I can't think it's that amazing. Probably a 6, maybe a 5 out of 10. But the fact of the matter is that the jazzy atmosphere doesn't always match up to some of the scenarios, right? Nonetheless, I still like the soundtrack a hell of a lot. The story was always cool to me, even as a kid. I mean, even now, the pacing was fairly well done. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It's pretty clear to all of us that, in my opinion, the real climax comes based off of Ryu, Ray, and Teepo's storyline. You you know, Teepo being brainwashed and figuring out that Ray was actually alive all this time and finally being reunited with everybody. Whereas Momo's story or Gar's story, it's kind of little side bits to kind of push along the characters, or Ryu, so to speak, to just reuniting with his family. Yeah, I give the story, I'd say, about an 8 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, I've played better stories, but not very many stories have given me the whole satisfying feeling to just be like, wow, there's Teepo, there's Ray, there's Ryu, everything is good. And then at the end of it all, to have the tragedy and realize that it's not always gonna be good. Fighting the Dragon Lord Teepo, I mean, that was an awesome twist. As far as gameplay goes in general, I mean, I'd still give it, you know, a 7, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. Sure, there's some mini games that are obviously very, very frustrating, but at the same time, I mean, the game's really fun. I mean, the battle system and the mechanics and everything, it's great to be able to learn skills from enemies, even though there's some issues with that, of course. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, the Master System was nothing like I've ever actually played ever before in a video game, even to this day. Gives the characters a lot of versatility as far as what the player wants to do. Yeah, the game's been awesome. I've liked it a lot. Now, you can actually save your game afterwards, and there is some extra content, but it's not anything that I look forward to doing. It's a fish lure and a fishing rod. But, that all said, that wraps it up for this Let's Play. Thanks you guys for watching. And there's Pico, a new Yggdrasil, in the midst of all the sand and the Sergeant, finishes up very poignantly. Just like I suppose this Let's Play. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it.